here is Volcan, which is a bigger one. You can see here.
You can see the escarpment as it drops off right there. I like this image here. So today's volcanoes are over there. I don't even know the names of them, but over there meaning across the way. You can see them popping up. They're on the west side of Albuquerque. Again, I tried to get some balloons in there because it looks like balloons come out every day, every weekend. Actually, every day I've seen. It's kind of neat to see them. I'll try and get some more later on. Today's morning hike will be over to the volcanoes here. Don't know much about them at the moment. We'll get some more information as we go. The gates don't open until 9 a.m. and it's 7:30. All right, here we go. I think that's Cinder over there, or one of these is Cinder, and two are volcanoes. 200,000 years ago. Here's the entrance to the place. And a little quarter-mile walk. Not bad though. All right, in for a good day. Good morning. We're gonna take an audio tour as well. It's kind of nice.
Hello world, hello future self. We are heading down into New Mexico, Albuquerque to the exact city, Albuquerque, New Mexico, United States. We are wandering around Petroglyph National Monument, west of Albuquerque. Central Albuquerque here is downtown. To the right, to the east, you'll see the Sandia Crest over here, which are some other hikes that we'll be doing. As you can see, they're marked in green. But today's hike is concentrating on there are 5 volcanoes here, and we are concentrating on the open area of these volcanoes. Here, one is Black Volcano, Volcan Volcano, and where's the other one here? Here it is, J.A. Volcano. They have an interesting story about their names as well. So here we are. You can see the volcanoes if we zoom down. So again, these volcanoes are the ones that created the escarpments here. These flows that you can see here, the tops of the mesas, I guess you can say. And there are already some neighborhoods on top of the mesa. And as you can see, we went to, over here is Piedras Marcadas Canyon area here, where we had some petroglyphs. Again, the escarpments are right around through here. You can see another one here, where my mouse is, and they worked their way across. The city has grown almost up into these escarpments, which is, I find interesting. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can do a quick, we'll go ahead and take a look here at JA real fast. You can see, not real fast, but I'll zoom down into there. These are older, little weathered volcanoes. This one's black, that you can actually hike up to the top and walk around the old caldera. This is Volcan. This is another one, but I think the names are different here. I'm not too sure why, but anyway, and this one here is Volcan, which is a bigger one. You can see here that this is an explosive. It's not a caldera. It's an explosion that happened after the volcano had formed. It went straight across to the top here. This was like a giant cinder here, and this is the actual caldera right here in the middle here. But you can hike up and around it. This used to be a quarry in this area here. They used to quarry this stuff, and then there's the giant J, if you can see here, belonged to high school, I think it was, or in middle school, one of those. It'll be in the research. And then I went ahead and took a long walk out to Bond Ranch out here, and I believe this would be Bond here, little smaller, eroded volcano here. I didn't hike out to there, but there's a couple little tiny ones here. Another one called Bond and something else I can't remember. Okay, let's go ahead and do the. I want to do the tour and see what how it comes around for us. Here we go. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. These a little bit flatter areas seem to have a better tour as we start. The path here, it goes up and around, ends up towards, I believe this is JK. A little bit of the research already is that it's named after a middle school. From here you can have nice views out into the valley here, and then we walk around. You can actually hike a black volcano here, and then we end up coming back down. It's a nice undulating hike. I ended up going up and around. It takes you up and around all these hikes. You can still go on these paths here, but they discourage going straight up into this one here. You cannot go up into. So you basically, I believe it goes here, here, and then to the right, down this way, and up. Yeah, and then this is a volcan as we work our way. All open area, high desert, and beautiful views though out to the east. I did this in the morning. You can see the great. You can see the Sandia Crest out to the east, and then to the west you'll see what's called Mount Taylor, which is a nice another big shield volcano out in the west of New Mexico there towards Arizona. I think this area I did see some lizards, low vegetation, desert vegetation there. I walked out to the point here. Oops, the path is a little off the trail, but it's there. The gist. And then you work your way back to, I think it's black. I forgot which one this one. No, this was Volcan. That's right. This is the one where the explosion took place, and it basically blew its top off, or side off, I guess. Fairly well-marked, not fairly, well-marked trail everywhere. There were a few hikers out there. I can't remember what day I went on, but there were a few hikers. Getting in the early morning sun, nice vitamin D. Yeah, come back to volcano, and then we work our way back to the parking area. This one here is a straight shot back to the parking area. But I was parked actually on the road there on the top, as you go straight up there on the entrance, because I parked there. I arrived before the gates opened. You can still come in though. And then we are back to the main parking area here. Okay, enjoy the rest of the hike.
So this is what's called the JA, tallest of the three sister volcanoes, that is. And the audio said it was 700 years old, so I feel like they're older, but we'll do a cross check during the research here. But it looks like we're getting closer to the viewpoint out here to see the Rio Grande Valley here in Albuquerque. Well, we're actually close to 1 mile here. Getting ready. It looks like they have a nice sitting area. It's probably heavily used. And we get a good look at they call it the Rio Grande Rift area. I like this image here. How it shows the rift. All right, we're in the center volcano of the Three Sisters. This one is black. JA was just right there. You can see the escarpment as it drops off right there. And then the valley, of course, and the Sandia Mountains to the east. A quick little steep hill to get up here. Again, we're in the center of the Three Sisters, called Black Volcano. This is a rift area, so you can see how there's a few little hills in between this Black Volcano and the one we're going to over there. Okay, we're about almost 2 miles total walking distance from the car. And that's a volcano, which is the third one of the sisters. Panning north, east, south, and then we just passed that cinder cone, which is right in the center, and then to the left and to the back is a Black Volcano, and then JA's south of that. Anyway, this area used to be a fissure volcanic area. All right, we're on the east side of the volcan. There used to be a quarry there. You can see that J there. Looking south to the other volcanoes. We're going to go ahead and do the longer tour out to a couple of corrals, I guess. And then we'll end up right back here to Volcan.
Okay, hello world, hello everyone, and hello future self. We are Petroglyph National Monument, Albuquerque, New Mexico. Interesting national monument. It has a lot of petroglyphs, of course, hence the name. And it also has volcanoes. And the volcanoes happened, and that's where the petroglyphs are written on volcanic basalt, which is, I find interesting, basalt rock that is closer to the city. And the rock came from these there's 5 volcanoes, but there's 3 right in the general area that it's famous for, or that's more noticeable, I guess, are the Three Sisters, they called them. And it's 6 miles as you go out to the 5th volcano, which I did not go out to the 5th volcano, but you can go up and out. And again, it's they say moderately challenging. I guess it depends on your physical conditioning, but it has a few uphills and downhills. I think it's just right for that intermediate hiker that wants to get a good workout. Get the heart rate up, heart rate down. All right, according to this this research here, there are 5 cinder cones: the JA, the Black, the Vulcan, the Bond, and the Butte. The Bond and the Butte are the farthest ones out, and I didn't hike out to those, but they do exist out there. These unique structures, they call them structures, were formed around 200,000 years ago. As magma seeped, it was a fissure, and then it turned into volcanoes. Scenic vistas, the path cuts throughout the high desert grasslands. Yes, high desert, of course. Sweeping panoramic views, beautiful views of the Rio Grande Valley. It's a deeply sacred land to local indigenous and Hispanic communities. Hence, the petroglyphs are written all over the rocks there. Here are some essentials. 670 elevation gain, just a little guy, but it's enough. It's a good workout. Sandy path, packed earth, loose and uneven volcanic basalt rock fragments. Yes. No petroglyphs, as you can see. The gates do open from 9 to 5. No entrance fee, no fee required. No drinking water. No. It says pets. Dogs are welcome on a leash. Bicycles, no bicycles, and no shade. The names, yeah, I found, like, why did they name it JA volcano? JA was painted on its side. That's the first one, the biggest one, I believe. But from John Adams Middle School painted the letters on the rocks. So I guess these kids went up and did that. Teaching them bad manners early, I guess. Let's see. Black Volcano is also from the family of a Black family, the Black named family, that I guess they were heavy ranchers in the area and donated some of the land for this national monument. The Volcan means, well, named after the volcano, Roman god of fire and blacksmithing. So they, and it has a giant J that you noticed on the terrain brief on there. That's the Volcan. And then there's Bond for the Bond family, who were sheep farmers in the area. That's where I hiked out to the Bond ranching area, old ranch area there. And Butte, which is a little farther, just because it looks like a butte. All right, and mainly the 3 sisters are noticeable from across town. You can see the other ones are a little bit smaller, but the 3 sisters you do see from the east side of town, from the Sandia Mountain area. Let's see here. When did these volcanoes erupt? Well, 155 to 200 years ago. It looks like the Pleistocene epoch, called the Albuquerque volcanic field. The fissure stage, which is around 200,000 years ago. It's the oldest flow of fissures first, then a massive 14-mile crack, which is a 17-mile crack. Yeah, you can tell when you go on one side, you can look across to see how it looked like it used to be a fissure. Let's see. That's where these early high volume flows, so the fissures flows spread far east, hardening into thick lava plateaus that eventually cracked to create the petroglyph escarpments. So it's the fissures that started the escarpments there. And then there was some cone building stage about 45,000 years. Over the next 45,000 years, the volume of rising magma began, and that created the 5 cinder cones. Cool. Enjoy the rest of the hike.
So looking east, of course, and that's the Sandia mountain range in the back there. This is the old Bond ranch, sheep herder, way back in the day. Turning north, maybe west, looks like a Bond volcano there. Another guy here. You can see to the right, there's a couple little ones. So this was a large fissure, similar to the ones in Iceland that go off, that have been going off. I guess the current one, maybe. Heading back towards, is that Black? No, that's not Black. It's the other one. Okay, we're at, from the car, 3.8 miles. And that's Volcan, there it is. volcano right there, and you can see the trail maybe kind of squirms its way up there. I was looking south. Can't remember if I did a 3-mile mark. So this is 3.8, and we'll go keep on going here. Warm, cool, warm, I guess. The morning warm because I'm walking, of course. We're here at Volcan, and apparently this area here was a final explosion between the right and the left here. Final explosion of the Volcan Mountain. I used to send a cone up to the top here, but its top was blown off. You can even see here some of the remnants of it as it leans out. Never knew that. So interesting. I'm gonna go up to the marker. I thought these were markers, but they're do not enter signs. Again, we're looking south here. This is where the volcano exploded for the final moment. And then, so I'm sitting here in the, I guess, the explosion area. But if you look way out in the distance, that's called Mount Taylor. And Mount Taylor is another volcano. It's I called it this shield volcano. There you go. Like Mount St. Helens, that blew its top. I'll get some pictures of it later. Looks like some aerial acrobatics going on there. Practicing maybe. Okay, that was a Volcan hike, Petroglyph National Park. Very nice open area hike. Fun. A lot to learn about volcanoes coming up.